I welcome you all for my video lecture on the topic functions in Python. I am N. Jagadishwari, Assistant Professor of CSE Department, Thandai Periyar Government Institute of Technology, Vellore. Function is a block of organized and reusable code that is used to perform a single related action. And functions provide a better modularity for the application and high degree of coding. And functions are nothing but a separate code. It has been written, and whenever we want to use that code, we can call that one and make use of that code. So functions provide better modularity and reusing of the codes. There are two types of functions available. First one is built-in functions and the second one is user-defined functions. Built-in functions are the functions provided by Python, and user-defined functions are the users who are using Python. They can write their own functions. And rules to define a function. Function always start with the keyword def followed by the function name and the parenthesis. Inside the parenthesis, the arguments to be passed. And any input parameters and arguments always placed within these parentheses. The first statement of the function can be an optional statement, that is documentation string, or in short we can call it as a doc string. So this is a non-executable statement. This is similar to command statements of other programming languages. The code block with every function starts with a colon and it is always intended. The last statement of the function is return of expression that exits the function. This will return the value of the expression to the calling function. If a return statement with no arguments is the same as return none. This is the syntax for a function and this is the example given. So the function should always start with the keyword def followed by function name of parameters. Under that, there is an optional statement called as doc string or documentation string. After that, function suit. Function suit is nothing but the executable statements of the function. After execution, the function will return the value of the given expression. So this is an example. def is a keyword, print1 is the function name, and the argument passed is str. Always the function definition must end up with a colon. Next to the function definition, whether the document string or the function statement, they are always indented. So indentation is a must in the case of Python. So next to that, after indentation, we need to write the documentation string. So this prints a passed string into the function. This is a documentation string. It is a non-executable statement. This is given only for the understanding of the program. And it is similar to the command statements of other programming languages of C, C++, Java, etc. And next to that, an executable function statement, print of str. So this statement will print the value of str which is passed as arguments and it will return the value. It simply returns. Advantages of using function in a program. So function improves modularity. That is, dividing a large program into function allows the programmers to read and debug the program in an easier manner. Next, function allows reusing of codes. So we can reuse the code whenever we need it, instead of writing it again and again. A function allows testing small parts of the program in isolation from the rest. And duplicated codes in a program can be reduced. Improves the efficiency of the code. And codes can be reused because of function. And function provides additional functionality and also it improves the modularity also. The information contained in one function is hidden from that of the others, hence it improves data security. Next, how to define and how to call a function. So function definition must be preceded with the help of the keyword def followed by the function name, and the parameters needs to be specified next to that of the structure of the function code must be enclosed. So this is the example program given, and this is the output for that program. Here the function definition is preceded with the help of the keyword def followed by print1 is the function name. The argument passed is str. Always the function must end up with a colon. So next to that the documentation string is given, and next to that print of str. This is the printing statement, and next one the return statement is given. Next, these two are the function calling statement. So print1 of first call. So this will call the function print1 by passing first call, and next statement print again the function print1 is called by passing the second call. So when the first time first call is passed, str receives the value first call and it will print of str. This will print the value of str which is first call, and the output is shown here. The second time when the str receives the argument value as second call, it prints str value as second call. So this is the output of the function. Next we are going to see function arguments. There are 4 types of formal arguments available in function. The first one is required arguments, second one is keyword arguments, default arguments, variable length arguments, or arbitrary arguments. So the required arguments, these are the arguments passed to a function in correct positional order. The number of arguments in the function call should match exactly with the function definition. So these required arguments are mandatory to the function. Here a program is given, and this is the output for that program. So this is a keyword for function definition. My print1 is the function name. It receives 2 arguments under the name str, n. And next to this is the documentation string. This is a non-executable statement. Next, this statement will print the arguments values str, n, and followed by the return statement. This is the function definition. These 3 are the function calling statement. First time my print, the function is been called by passing the values good morning, 100. So good morning is received by str and 100 is received by n. So in the inside the function it is printed. So we are getting the output as good morning 100. Next, my print of good afternoon, 200 is passed. This time str receives the value good afternoon and n receives the value 200. So the second output is good afternoon 200. The third time my print1 is being called by passing a single value 300, whereas the function must be passed 2 values, so that we are getting an error message here. Type error. My print1 takes exactly 2 arguments, 1 given. So this is the error message generated while executing the third statement. So this is an example for required statement. So required statements are compulsory to the function. If anything is been missed, so an error message will be generated. Next, keyword arguments. So keyword arguments, the caller identifies the arguments by the parameter name. It allows skipping of arguments or placing them out of the order because the Python interpreter uses the keywords to match the values with the parameters. So functions using keyword arguments take the form keyword equal to value. So this is an example program for keyword argument, and this is the output. So this is the function definition def. The function name is add and 2 arguments are passed s, y. After the end of the function definition, colon is given. Next, s equal to x plus y. That is x and y values are added and it has been stored in s. Next, we need to print the x value, and next we need to print the y value followed by the summation value as sum equal to sum colon as s. So this is the function definition. Afterwards, these two are the statements which is used to get input for the variables n1 and n2. So n1 equal to int input of enter number and n2 equal to int input of enter number. So these are executable statement. These are executed and we are getting the in the output screen, enter the number it is given. So the values entered are 5, 6. So 5 is stored in n1 and 6 is stored in n2. Next we are passing add x equal to n1. So this time 5 is assigned to x and 6 is assigned to y. So 5, 6 has been passed and the value is printed as x value equal to 5 and y value equal to 6 and sum equal to 11. Next time add of y, n2, that means n2 value is assigned to y and n1 value is assigned to x. Even though the position has been changed, but the values y equal to n2 and x equal to n1 is given. So this time the value is printed x value equal to 5 and y value equal to 6 and the summation equal to 11. So this is an example for keyword arguments. Here keyword equal to value. Y is the keyword followed by equal to and the value is given as n2. Next is default argument. It is used to initialize the arguments with the default values. If the argument is not passed during the function call, then the default values will be initialized for default arguments. So this is an example program given. This is the output screen. Definition: add x equal to 0, y equal to 0. So initially x is assigned to 0 and y is assigned to 0. So s equal to x plus y. So it next time after that it is printing the value of x, it is printing the value of y and afterwards it is printing the summation value s. So n1 equal to int input of enter the number and n2 equal to n2 is equal to we are getting input and assigning to n2. Next we are calling the function add without passing any arguments. Next we are calling the function add by passing x equal to n1. So the first time when we are calling add without passing any value, so the initial value, it is taken the initial value x value equal to 0 and y value equal to 0. These two are the default values and both the values are summed together and the summation value 0 is printed. In the next time add x equal to n1, that is we are entered n1 value as 200. So 200 is assigned to x and we are not passing any value for y. So this time after execution, x value equal to 200 and y value equal to 0, both are added together, sum equal to 200. So this is the output of this statement. And next time the function add is called and y equal to n2 and there is no value passed for x, so that x can take the value